So do you have projects that you think you're going to finish, or you've been saying that you're going to finish? Yeah, me too. I've got 4, 5, 6 of them. Let's figure it out. Welcome to the TMAC Figures It Out YouTube channel. So this YouTube channel is going to be about everything I have trouble figuring out. Right now, I've got 4 project vehicles here at the house. I have a garage that is an absolute disaster that I'm going to have to get cleaned up. And some of the stuff I know what I'm doing, or at least I pretend like I know what I'm doing. Some of the stuff I don't. So together we're going to figure it out. So let me kind of give you a walk around, kind of show you what I'm dealing with, show you some of the projects, and we'll go from there. So right here, I have my 1934 International pickup. It has become a catch-all for things. You can kind of see just parts on parts. So I originally built this, I don't know, 15 years ago. Sold it to a buddy of mine. He changed a lot of things on it, and then I ended up getting it back a few months ago, and now I gotta figure out what I want to do with it. It does start, it does run, just not very well anymore. It's sat outside for a long time, so as you can see, the door gaps are kind of messed up right there, so I'm gonna get all that fixed up and figure out what I want to do. Out here I've got my 94 Jeep YJ. Did a V8 swap on it. It is currently, let's see if I can do this without getting stung by wasps. Yeah, there we go. So you can see V8 swap, and of course I left the cleaner off of it because I'm an idiot. So I gotta, all the wiring, I gotta finish the wiring. It was a good strong motor. Don't really know what's going on now with it. It's only been setting for a couple years, so I'm sure I can get it running. I also have my 1963 Chevrolet Stepside. Haven't had this one for a long time, but it's still a good vehicle. Runs, drives, but has a lot of things that need to be changed on it. And the door's locked, so I guess we're not going to look inside right now. As you see, the bed needs fixing. The guy that had it before me put a different rear end and then put these wheels and tires on it, which I kind of like the wheels, but to make it fit, he put these great big body spacers. I don't know if you can see right there. Great big body spacers on there, so it fit the tire combination. And in doing so, it raised the bed, well, that far or so, and just looks horrible. Plus the stance is bad. The front end is lowered. I need to get some lowering springs, which I actually might already have them in there, I'm not sure. Get some lowering springs and get this thing really down on the ground where it should be. You know, sometimes attitude is affected by altitude, right? This isn't necessarily a project vehicle. This is my wife's Jeep JOU that I'm sure along the way it'll be getting some work. As you can see, it has the general Jeep problems of that fading out, so I need to pull that out and either repaint it or do something with it. Like I said, 2018 Jeep it's on 35-inch tires, has a 2-inch lift I think I put on it a couple years ago. She hardly ever drives it. It's definitely a mall crawler. I also have my, let's see, let me open up this other door. There we go. I also have my 1974 Chevrolet Nova that I did all the body work, got all the body work finished. The engine is right here. It's just a junk 305. I got a little transmission over there for it. I've got parts for all different vehicles around here. I've got the rear end pulled out right now and it's right there. There's some Ford 9-inch axles, which means there's probably a Ford 9-inch housing around here somewhere. You can see my workbench. I don't know, do y'all ever have problems? Sorry, do y'all ever have problems putting toolboxes, like your tools, back in their boxes? That's one thing I always say, oh, I'm gonna put them back every time I use them, and then I get mixed up and I don't. Here's a rear end out of a 63 Chevy C10. No, this one's out of a 64, 65. And I was cutting the perches off and I was going to put this one back into the 63. Just weld different perches. Maybe I should go airbags. Let me know. Should I do airbags on it? Or should I start with just lowering springs and go from there? Huh. I didn't think about that till just now. Maybe I should do airbags. I'm sure my wife would love me spending more money on a YouTube channel that I just started. But I'd have a cool vehicle out of it. There's another rear end. I think that one is out of a 63. Like I said, here's the Nova. There's the hood for the Nova and the glass, which I'm surprised I haven't broke the glass yet. Steering column. The only I've already replaced the floor pan in it. I welded in a complete new floor pan. See if I can get over here without falling down over all this junk. You can't really tell, but yeah, I redid the floor pan in it. I got the seats. The rear seat is in the attic, which was a nightmare not putting it in the attic, but it had a really good rear seat. And I was welding in the floor pan, or I was grinding and cutting out the old one, I forget which one, and a spark hit it. And I went inside the house. Wife showed up a little bit later and was like, why is the garage filled with smoke? And I went out there and the rear seat was on fire. So it burned up all the material. So now I got to get new material and new padding and all that kind of stuff. Oh, there's the Ford 9-inch housing. Y'all probably seen that already. I didn't see it when I was pointing out the axles sitting there. Just a random 2-barrel intake. Don't know why that's there or what it came off of. I have a 9-inch pumpkin around here somewhere, or at least I did. So probably, I think what I'm going to start focusing on this first video, which might be kind of boring, but sometimes you know how it is, you have to reset before you can start over. First thing I'm going to do is get this garage cleaned out. Now I'm going to tell you right now, this is not going to be one of those videos you see on YouTube where they have a bunch of sponsors and they're like, we're going to redo our garage and make it a professional garage. Yeah, we're not doing that today. Maybe eventually, but I think I'm going to put all the tools away, clean up, organize, so we can actually get in here and do some work. I would like to try to figure out which project to start on first. The Nova, the Rat Rod, the Stepside, or the Jeep. The Jeep is probably besides the Stepside, the Jeep is probably the closest to being complete because all I have to do is finish the wiring on it. I'll probably put some sauce down the cylinders to make sure no rust got in there. Probably do something with that carburetor. Excuse me. But I think that one, those two are the closest. And then the rat rod, like I said, it does run and drive. I drove it off trailer, driven it around the block. So just do a few things to get it fixed. I've got quite a bit of parts for it. I got a new steering column, new brake master cylinder and brake bracket. I got to rebuild the window frame for the front windshield. I do have some glass that I had cut for it, so I can take care of all that. One thing I want to change, so when I had it, I actually had a full bed on it with fat fenders, and he took the bed off and put these stacks on and cut big lights in the back. Not really sure why he did that. Oh, I definitely do not like the look of that. I guess he was maybe going for the big rig look. So I think I'm going to hunt down, try to find me a bed. Doubt I'll be able to find one for an International, but if I found one for a Ford, I bet I could make it work if I had the fenders. Even if I ran no fenders, if I just found the bed for like a 30 models Ford, I think it would still be generally the same size and shape, and it would look fine for what it is. So I think that's what we're going to work on. That's what we're going to figure out, is how to get more space in here and work. I want to put that rear end back under the Nova so it can move. Right now it's just been up on jack stands for a while. It'd be nice to be able to at least roll it out and move it over here. I will say that I am lucky. I do have a 3-car garage, and so I do have space. I know a lot of people out there working in 1-car garage or working in their driveways, and I've been there and I've done that, and it's not something that I want to go back to. But all in all, I've got decent space. I'm just utilizing it very poorly for as much stuff as I have. And I'm sure you're going to say, well, why does he have so many toolboxes? Well, that's a very good question. Some of them because they were either given to me or I got them for like dirt cheap, and I put them in here to create like a wall instead of going to like Harbor Freight or something like that and buying new toolboxes, which would be nice. If that would be the nice thing. This box right here, those 2 boxes, I got for $75. I know it says Snap-on. They're not. Those are the first generation Harbor Freight toolboxes. The end cabinets are 3rd generation Harbor Freight. That's a 2nd generation Harbor Freight 72-inch. First generation that was given to me is 1st generation top box. Honestly, I'll probably end up getting rid of that one. These 2 cabinet or carts I got for I think $50 from a tattoo studio that was going out of business, and this is what they used. And I threw some stickers on it and messed around with it. This one I think I got it's a 1st generation US General from Harbor Freight, in cabinet and 48-inch I think. I think I paid $50-$75 for both of them. And then I've got a side cabinet, old Craftsman side cabinet that's on wheels. And right now I keep like welding supplies and metalworking stuff and things like that. I do have a couple of different welders, some that I've never used. I've never used that Art Captain welder. I think my wife bought it for me for Christmas. I have this little Yes Welder plasma cutter. Never used it. I recently just wired in This was before I decided to do the YouTube channel. I wired in my plug for the welder and for the plasma cutter. So that's kind of where we're going to start with this project. I hope y'all stick around. I hope eventually we're going to get into some interesting stuff, hopefully. I mean, if we can make this channel grow. But the big key is, you know, obviously whatever YouTube always wants everybody to say, you know, like, comment, and subscribe. And share. We're going to get these projects done. Some of them I'll probably keep, like the Nova, I will probably keep. That'll probably be an ongoing project. And the 63 I'll probably keep. The Jeep, I don't know, it may or may not. My wife's been talking about wanting a different vehicle. She doesn't like the Jeep as an everyday driver, so if she ends up getting a new one or a new car, then we can make that more into an off-road rig instead of just a mall crawler like she uses it. It's a 2018. I think she has 25,000 miles on it. She drives like half a mile to work, so she doesn't put very many miles on it. And she's afraid to take it off-road, so she might scratch it. So that's where we're at. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me the direction you want. And it's not all going to be cars and garage stuff. You know, it's going to be things, you know, house projects, anything I have around there. If I have, right now, I'm having some problems with my dryer. So you might see me take my dryer apart and let's diagnose it and fix it. I mean, the key to this is figuring it out. You know, if we don't know what we're doing, doesn't mean we don't do it. Doesn't mean that we have to go pay a bunch of people a lot of money to do it. We'll figure it out ourselves. So stick around. Let's figure it out.